Hello students, in my last video I was discussing chapter number 15, that is light, and we have completed till the topic characteristics of shadows. So now here we are going to start with the rest of the topics left in this chapter. So we are going to start with the eclipses. The topic will be eclipses and the page number is 171. So we know that any object when placed in the path of light casts a shadow. So in the previous topic we know that anything which is placed in the path of light will cast or will form a shadow. So the earth, moon, all the planets in the solar system cast their own shadows in space. These shadows can only be seen when they fall on some other bodies. So the earth, moon and all the planets which are there present in the solar system, they will also cast their shadows, which we will only see if they fall on some other bodies. The planets, including the earth and the different moons that revolve around the planets, are non-luminous and opaque. Eclipses are caused when the earth and the moon cast shadows due to the light from the sun. So what happens that the planets, including the earth and different moons, what they do, they try to revolve around the planets, and the planets are non-luminous and opaque, whereas eclipses are only formed when the earth and moon cast their shadows, which is due to the light from the sun. So the casting of shadows from the earth and moon forms eclipses. There are two kind of eclipses depending on the position of the sun, moon and the earth with respect to each other. Now there will be two types of eclipses, and which will depend on the position of the sun, the moon and the earth, because these all things together will be responsible for the formation of eclipses. So further we will know about the types of eclipses. So first comes is solar eclipse. A solar eclipse occurs when the moon comes between the when the moon tries to comes between the sun and the earth. The moon blocks the what it does, the moon tries to block the sun's light and the shadow of the moon falls on the earth. So when the light from sun's light is blocked by the moon as it is coming in between, so the shadow will be formed, which we can see on the earth. Areas where the full shadow falls on the earth experience a total solar eclipse. Now here also there is variations present, like total solar eclipse will only be seen in the areas where the full shadow falls on the earth, and that is the sun will be totally covered by the moon. And when we will see that, we will see this happens when the sun will be totally covered by the moon when viewed from those areas of the earth. Areas where the partial shadow falls, means half of the portion or some of the portion falls, experiences a partial solar eclipse. That is only a part of the sun, means a portion of the sun will be blocked by the moon. A solar eclipse occurs only on a new moon day. So it will occur only on a new moon day only. Here we can see the solar eclipse, like in the sun, in the path of the sun's light, what is coming in between is moon, between the earth and the sun. Now whereas in the lunar eclipse, this diagram is showing that earth is coming in between, earth's shadow is blocked by moon's light is blocked and sun's light is blocked by the earth as it is coming in between. So now we will come to lunar eclipse. A lunar eclipse occurs when the shadow of the earth falls on the moon. When it occurs, when the shadow of the earth, here the shadow of the earth will fall on the moon. This happens when the earth is between the sun and the moon. And here you can also see that when this happens, lunar eclipse, when the earth is there in between the sun and the moon, and three bodies arranged in a straight line, and these three bodies are to be arranged in a straight line so that the path of the light could be blocked. When the moon is totally in the shadow of the earth, it cannot be seen from the earth. So when the moon comes in total shadow of the earth, we cannot see it from the Earth. When a part of the moon is in the Earth's shadow, part of the moon can be seen while the rest is hard to see. We can see sometimes the part of the moon because half of the portion is only blocked, so and the rest of the portion is hard to see. The part which is blocked is hard to see, whereas the part which is visible, which is not covered, we can see. A lunar eclipse occurs only on a full moon day. It also occurs on a full moon day. The movement of the sun, by analysis, we can see that the movements of the sun, moon and earth, astronomers can predict the date and time of an eclipse. Like how we can predict the date and time of the eclipse, we can predict it as astronomers, what they do, they analyze the movements of the sun, moon and earth, and they try to understand that when it is coming and what is that position of these three bodies, and according to the position of these three bodies, lunar eclipse and solar eclipses can be predicted. Now next we will come to formation of images, which is done by a pinhole camera. So the pinhole camera is an optical instrument. Here you can see a pinhole camera. It is an image of an object instrument that forms an image of an object on a screen, and what it does, it forms the image of an object on a screen. Its working is based on the rectilinear propagation of light, means the light which travels in a light which is traveling in a straight line. It was used in ancient times to view eclipses without causing any damage to the eyes. Direct seeing of the eclipse will cause damage to the eyes, so these pinhole cameras are used so that we can view the eclipses without causing any damage to our eyes. Now what we can do here is notice that the image is different. We can see that in figure 15.9, the light rays from the top of the tree A. Here we have marked it as A and we have marked this as B. Now we can see the light rays from the top of tree A. These light rays are traveling in a straight line and it is falling on the X portion, okay, on the screen, which is there in the screen, and the rays from the bottom of the tree B falls at and tree falls at Y. Thus XY is the inverted image. So what happens here, this is the image, and in the pinhole camera the image will be formed in an inverted position. So inverted image of the tree on the screen, and we can see the inverted image of the tree on the screen, and this is a hole present from where the light rays are entering into the box. The image is different from a shadow because it is of the same color as the object, but it will be different from the shadows because in shadows we can only see the outline, whereas in this pinhole camera we can see every details of the object, and all the details of the object can be seen in the image. Now if the distance between the camera and object is reduced, the image will become larger. As you try to reduce this distance between, so what will happen, the image will be formed in the screen will be bigger, larger and larger. If the distance is increased, whereas if you increase the distance, it will become smaller. The image of a distant tree will be smaller than the tree. So the image of a distant tree means a tree which is placed far away from the pinhole camera will be much smaller than the tree, because we have increased the distance, and due to which the image formed will be smaller in size. Now next comes about the images formed by a plane mirror. So here in the activity 15.6, you will find that the mirror reflects the light that falls on it, and that is, it changes the direction that the beam or ray of the light is traveling in. What happens, in the direction mirror reflects the light and it changes the beam or ray of light in which it is traveling. It changes the direction of the rays. We find that the image formed by a plane mirror is of the same size, whereas an image formed by a plane mirror is of the same size and shape as the object. It is of the same color as the object, and also the color will be same and has all the details of the object, and it will also be having all the details of the object also. Now here what happens when we light our right arm and standing in front of a mirror? In activity 15.7 it says that if you lift your right arm or you lift your left arm in front of a mirror, when we lift our right arm, the image lifts its left arm. But what happens, you can see in the in your mirrors also, when you try to lift your right arm, it will be seen as you are lifting your left arm in the mirror. So this happens with a plain mirror. Now comparing a shadow and an image. Now here a table is given where we will compare about a shadow and a image. So here it is dark. What will happen? Shadow will be obviously dark. It is of the same color as the object, whereas image formed will be of the same color as the objects. Its shapes depends on the shape of object, but the shadow does not show other details of the object. Shadow only shows the outline of the object. It will not show all the details, whereas in image you can see all the details. The size of the shadow depends on position of the source of light. The images will be always as the same size, but in case of shadow it will depend on the source of light. Light from a source is obstructed by an opaque object. Now if a light source is blocked by an opaque object, then only a shadow is formed, whereas it is formed when light from the object reaches our eye, whereas it in this case the light from the objects will be reaching our eyes, and then we can see the image. A shadow is the area where no light falls, therefore it is dark. A shadow is the area where no light is there, so it will be darker image. Since light from the object actually falls on our eye, we can see all the details of the object in the image, whereas as the light falls on our eye, so we can see all the details of the objects in the image part. So we will be ending this chapter with this topic. So hopefully you have understood this chapter. So thank you.